Okay, I haven't been on TikTok for a bit, and I noticed everyone was tagging me in that whole Andrew Schultz thing about black women. I'll make a different comment about Andrew Schultz and that little rat Akash thing, but I want to say something about black women, and this was my mother, and I God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before we, I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school. And my mum sat us down and she said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you. She was never wrong. But it's incredible that my mother said that, and I don't know what my mum went through, but I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff, and she had loads of black friends and stuff, and they were all black women, because my mum wasn't a pick me, she only had female friends, and so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school, the black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due. It was women in general, but black women specifically, who boosted me and told me how pretty I was and how great I was. But I am trying to make a point here, and it's that black women get treated the worst. The worst. Malcolm X said this. He goes, unfortunately, they are treated the worst. By the medical field, by the education field, by the police, by everything. Yet they're the ones that give the most love. And for I saw what he said in that post, Andrew Schultz, and some comments, and it's sad, and it hurts my heart when I think of those things, because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't that long ago. My friend Jordan, who I love and boast about, Jordan's got these. Jordan's family is just. When I was homeless, and Jordan introduced me to his family, they treated me like I was one of them. They didn't even care. They were just they treated me like family. It didn't feel awkward. You know when you go over to someone's house and you just sat in the corner for a bit? It didn't feel like that. And I know not all black people are the same. Obviously, I know that. But there's one thing that black people universally have, and that is that beautiful smile and beautiful love that they just give out. But I'm telling you, it's a special feeling. I remember going to Jordan's once, and I was just heartbroken. His family just welcomed me, and they were like, "Where's the?" You know what? You know what his family said to me? They go. Oh, we've got a plate ready for you. And then Jordan's cousin just looks me up and then goes, "You're still skinny, boy." And I'm just like, right, well, yeah, I know I'm home. No, I can't sit and not make a comment on this, because no, and I know I made a post months ago about black men, but yeah, and go look through history. Go look at what Nina Simone did. Go look at what Doreen Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's mother, did. Go look at what Betty Shabazz did. These people are just incredible. And we don't give credit where credit is due. We really don't. And I think nowadays we're living in this world where if someone's pretty, we give them credit. Credit for what? They were just born beautiful, but we don't look at the person's soul. We don't look at who. We don't look at what people can attribute to life. If we did, we would give Mary C. Cole a huge statue. So that's my 2 cents, and I hope just thank you, and yeah, and thank you to a specific thank you to the Jamaican community, because there was this Jamaican woman who helped my grandmother, and that's a different story. And just black women in general, thank you for everything you've done for me, for everything you've done for my family, and for everything you've done for our people. My people wouldn't have survived in the UK if it weren't for black people standing up for us, coming to the protest for us, protesting with the bus rallies for us. Yeah, I know my history. So thank you. 2 days have gone by since my post about Dear Black Women, and I stand by everything I said in that post. However, I've been called out, and my hands are up. You guys are right. Being someone's superhero is a lot of pressure, and for me to have thought that was a compliment, that's ill on my part, and I apologize. I really did think that was a compliment, and now I'm like, no, sir, that wasn't a compliment, and I do apologize. You've educated me. My eyes are open, and but I want to stand by and say that I am still grateful. I'm still grateful for everything. I'm still grateful for Diana Ross. I'm still grateful for the Shirleys. I'm grateful for all of it. Okay? And I'm hoping that even after this video and even after my original video, that you'll still love me tomorrow. But in all seriousness, I saw the other comments about my community and stuff, and I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think I didn't know this? You think I didn't know that my community is racist? And don't think I sit by and let it happen. I try and speak up. Let me tell you something. Gandhi didn't fight for equality. He fought so that brown people could be treated better than black people. You have to bear in mind, this was a lawyer that was educated in South Africa during the apartheid. Also, during the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, there wasn't a very heavily presence of the South Asian community. And I say this, I am South Asian. I'm brown, and I love who I am, but it is unfortunate. And put it this way, there was a Pakistani girl that once said, oh, George Floyd's death was good because it opened everyone's eyes to the racism. It took a young black girl to lose her father for everyone to realize that the police are corrupt. That's what it took. And it's just crazy how we see black people's lives as like pawns, like it's sacrificable, like it's nothing. And that's far from the truth. I'll tell you right now, when Muhammad Ali died, I spent the entire night crying and praying to Allah that just bless him. When I learned about Malcolm X, I remember thinking just how incredible this man was. When I listen to Nina Simone and I hear what she said about Baltimore and the metaphors behind it, and how she stood up to the record labels, and you realize that these people did more than anyone could have ever. And so my point is that whatever you guys were saying, I heard, I listened. Whatever you guys were calling me out on, consider me called out. I'm gonna make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and there's people out there that are still trying to like, people want me to see me cancel and stuff, and that's fine. But the last point I want to make, and I want to make this super clear, is no, I do not want your money. For those of you lot saying he's trying to make money off black people, I don't make money off this app. Everything I said was the truth. Everything I said was the truth. I wouldn't be Saad. I'm so proud of my name. You know who made me proud of my name? A black man from Louisville, Kentucky, called Muhammad Ali. When he stood on the podium and he said, my name is Muhammad Ali, you will call me that. And he said, Muhammad meaning praiseworthy, and Ali meaning the Most High. And I was like, what does my name mean? Saad means felicity, success, and good luck. Mustafa means the chosen one. How do I not feel special? And I love my name now. I make sure people say it. People go, is it Sid? Said? Saad. Saad Mustafa. There's another man, there's a Mexican man that taught me as well my identity, Emiliano Zapata. But that's a different subject. But yeah. So, none of it was fake. This was all real. And I'm less emotional today. So, normally, when I talk about these subjects, I go into a very strong passion because I do feel passion. I do feel hurt. And especially with what happened to Stephen Lawrence and what Doreen Lawrence was put through, I'm fully aware that black women really do have it hard. And you're right. You're not a superheroes. You're not. But you were mine. Black people in general, you were my superheroes. So at least just let me have that. Because I didn't have that. I'll be honest, my dad's a great guy, but I didn't have a father figure. My older brother taught me everything. He taught me about the NWA. He taught me about the Black Panthers. When I was just 6 years old, he taught me about Tupac's 7-Day Killuminati album. He taught me about Mortal Technique and about the government. He taught me about Nina Simone, Sata Shakur. My older brother Hamza taught me all these things. He was a great brother. But he was passing down knowledge that he learned from black people. So you guys helped me so much. And I understand and I hear you. But for me as an individual, you guys were my heroes. My favorite superhero as a comic, in the comic books and even in the cartoons, was Green Lantern. Because he was a black man. And I hated it when they turned into a live film and you had that clapped Ryan Reynolds. Okay? None of what I'm doing is an act. And I've written a script about Stephen Lawrence's death, and that's something that I want to. I want to become a great documentary and storyteller so that I can speak up about racial and social issues. I finished a book called Dear Black Women where I write a letter and I'm educating the audience about all the victims of police brutality, of government crimes, of simple racism. Everything I do is real because I don't want money. I'm not motivated by money. That's the one thing my parents did a good job with and a bad job. They made me look at money like it was nothing. You can't buy me. Okay? My only thing is Islam. That's all I have. I don't subscribe. You never hear. I'm proud to be South Asian. I'm a brown man. I love being brown. Oh, I love my skin. But I'm Muslim first. Almighty Allah is the first thing that I do. When I wake up in the morning, my head goes down to the floor. My knees hit the ground as well. I don't wave the Pakistan flag. So, excuse me for my passion. But yeah, and final message to those people who do hate me, which is only white people and brown people. Suck your mum. And yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Alexis, and on this channel I talk about important lessons and takeaways that I get from viral topics and viral conversation. Today we're going to talk about the video that you all saw before my intro. That video is from a TikToker named Saad Mustafa, and I believe he's of Indian descent, but he lives in the UK. So his video titled Dear Black Women is a reaction to a clip that went viral from the Andrew Schulz podcast, where Andrew Schulz was making jokes, disrespectful jokes about black women, and he was sitting right across these two UK podcasters that were doing an American tour, I believe. Don't quote me, I'm not sure. But they were on his podcast and he made some disrespectful jokes about black women and they all laughed. That clip of Andrew Schulz and those two podcasters from the UK made its rounds and it created a lot of reactions. There were stitches, reaction videos, and comments, plenty comments. Out of all of those reactions, here comes Saad's video. A lot of black women reacted to it. From my perspective, like from my observation, I saw that plenty of the reactions weren't really feeling Saad's video, but again, maybe that's just the ones that I saw. I personally took a few notes based on what I saw and based on my personal experiences, my personal opinions, and I wanted to come on here and, share it with you all. Before I get into my takeaways, if you all would please like the video, please go ahead and subscribe. Why not? And comment. Let me know that you stopped by. I'm always happy to have you all here. Number one, first and foremost, it is very important to know why people like you and why people consider you an ally or people consider themselves an ally to you. And some of the reactions to the Saad Mustafa video were very embracing of everything he was saying. And I think a lot of us as black women do not really question why some people see us the way they see us. I think a lot of people really like this video and they criticize the people who didn't really like the video. And I can see both sides because sometimes you don't want to think too deep into things. And as black women, I think we're always under spotlight, we're always scrutinized, and it becomes a little hard to face that reality. I think some of us are tired and want to rest. So when somebody gives us a compliment, we just take it and we don't really fight back or argue. But then you have other black women who want to make sure that if they get respect, if they get love, if they get seen, it's the right way. People just don't love you or give you compliments out of thin air. They sometimes want to get something from you. And this is not even just about black women. Like, other groups of women will get compliments a lot of times and they're still getting used and they're still getting taken advantage of. It's just in a different way than how it goes with us as black women. In his video, he's saying that black women have been the most nurturing and the most helpful and his superheroes. But when exactly does that become a thought? Like, what different circumstances led him to feel this way about black women? And if, let's say, there were so many black women in his life that helped him, even though in the video he never really said black women, he said black people. But let's say there were so many black women who helped him. What was the circumstance of that? Like who was those black women? Like, where were they from? Things like that matter. I think a lot of us black women are trying to rebrand ourselves and recreate a newer image of us, and you do not want to keep accepting compliments that used to go to the old version of you. I think a lot of black women are, some people might say, waking up and having some self-esteem, some backbone. And yeah, I just think this kind of compliment would have made more sense back in the days. But now, I'm not too sure about that. He targeted black women in his video, but somehow he was sometimes addressing all black people and talking about all black people. And if he was really that invested in black women's experiences, he would know that a lot of us are very segregated from black men. So it's sometimes not at our benefit as black women to group us all together, us and black men. That was just my first take out of everything. Like, we need to really question why people like us. A lot of times, considering the fact that black women have been the most taken advantage of, a lot of people are not going to like us if we are equal to them, if we're in a position where we win. A lot of people are going to like us as long as we serve them, as long as we're here to take care of them at our own expense. Please make sure that the compliments that you are getting are coming from a good place, a sincere place, and a place that want to see you succeed as much as everybody else. Number two, he meant very well, but he didn't do the proper research to confirm that his compliment was actually a good compliment. I also think that he's been around a lot of older black women, and older black women love compliments like this, where they are complimented for being nurturing, they are complimented for being caring. I think he didn't do the proper research. He didn't ask the proper question. I don't even think he sat down and asked any black women in his space. If he even has any black women in his space, I don't think he took the moment to really ask them, And black women are not a monolith. So even if he had a black woman in his space, like a black woman around him to ask if he could post that or not, she might have given him an answer, but the vast majority of other black women wouldn't have liked it either way. So it's a very tricky situation, and unfortunately for him, the message did not land as what he wished it would have. He definitely didn't do the proper research before posting a video like this. He didn't ask the questions. He just assumed that when it comes to black women, the little bit he knows is what it is. And a lot of people do that, not just him. A lot of people in general do that. They don't take the time to get to know black women. Some people just get discouraged without even giving it a try. He probably just assumed that the little bit that he knows about black women, that's all there is to know. So he didn't even think to ask questions, do research. But kudos to him, I guess, for being. I think he's a pretty okay guy. I don't think he meant any harm. And anyways, I hope he learned his lesson. And if he makes a video like this again, I hope he can get it right. Number three, I get very confused with the image of black women from the lens of the outside world. Some people really don't like black women in general. Like, some people really have a lot of hate for black women, and some do not care about black women at all whatsoever. Some people love and admire black women. Yes, that's true. The anti-black women voices are very loud, so I don't really know where the term "if you need help, go to a black woman" comes from. I don't know where that term comes from. I feel like it makes sense to just assume that hate for black women is more than the love that we get, and it's more than the love that's out there for us. Now, I really do believe that black women are the most admired out of everybody. I do believe that sincerely. But still, we don't get much love like that. And I know I'm not just speaking for myself, even though some black women might not relate. It's not like the love is just not there like this in abundance. I'm just so confused, to be honest. I'm really confused. It's like 1 second we get hatred, the other second it's like love and appreciation. Sometimes we get love, but it's manipulative. Like, I really don't know what to make of it. It's so strange. Number four, I need black people, especially black women, to remember that social media is a hustle. Many of TikTokers do not have 9 to 5. So when they go on social media and they get on any train and they start spewing whatever the people want to hear, I it's a no for me. So social media is just a job like all others. People on social media are going to try to be as successful as possible. I still believe that his intentions were good. There's no way to prove that he didn't mean the things that he said. However, black women fell for his video too quickly. I'm talking about those who bought everything he sold. We need to stop doing that. Everybody needs love, but you have to be able to respect your circumstances and your situation, and don't put yourself in just any and every position just because you want love and you want to see how things go, or you want to see if you can be accepted by certain groups. I really hope moving forward, black women will learn how to pipe down, and that will make it easier to determine who's just showing us love because of their own personal interests and social media following. We need to do better at taking a step back and figuring out if a compliment is really for us. Number five, black women are not a monolith. And this point goes to everybody, because even some black women think that the way that they think is the way that all black women have to think, and I disagree with that. Some of us love to help others, some don't. As simple as that. Some of us like to be nurturing, some of us like to take care of others, and some of us don't like to do that. So I really hope that the people who like to lean on black women and ask help to black women find different ways in which they can inquire if a black woman is willing to help them or not. Some of us don't really care to help like that. Like, some of us don't have that nurturing spirit. I really want everybody, including black women, to know that us black women are not a monolith. Stop looking at one black woman and expecting her to be like the other, or stop looking at one black woman and expecting her to be like you, who's a black woman as well. Like, we're not all the same. And some of us don't enjoy helping, some of us do. I really just hope that there's a way that communication can be clear. It's very frustrating sometimes when somebody tries to lean on you, I guess because they assume that you don't have an issue with it, and they assume that because they've been dealing with other black women who don't have an issue with it. I think it's already time for everybody to just see us as human and not like one specific group that think alike, look alike, and just please don't. Number six, I would have had way more respect for Saad and his video if it wasn't in response to a podcast calling black women aggressive and undateable. To respond to a podcast telling black women that we are not dateable and that we are unattractive, to respond to that kind of comment by saying that, hey, black women, thank you for your service. I don't know how that, flew past his head, but it did. I saw some people reacting to his video by saying that you don't have to love black women to that extent to want to have our backs. And I completely disagree. It's one thing to show black women love. It's another thing to have black women in your life and to know exactly what they go through, and to know that when you're addressing black women, you come from a place of not just knowledge, but experience, and experience by being near a black woman and seeing her life and how she lives. So to all the people who are saying that he doesn't need to befriend black women, he doesn't need to be around us 24/7, he can just show us love, I completely disagree. It's very necessary to have a knowledge, a deeper knowledge of what the life of a black woman is, to make any kind of response video to videos about black women. I don't like the fact that some of us black women don't see an issue with a man who doesn't have any kind of close relationship, friendship with a black woman making videos about us. I don't think that makes sense. And like, I wasn't impressed by the video. I mean, the video was cute, he tried, but I wasn't impressed. Number seven, his apology video centered around him a little too much for me. I think his apology video, not apology video, but I think the part 2 of Dear Black Women was half-assed. He didn't talk about the stereotype that affect black women at all. In my opinion, he just kind of doubled down and he said, I heard y'all, but you're my hero because you still serve us the most and the best. That's what his like apology / Dear Black Women part 2 video was all about to me. I don't see why he even made that video. I heard it too many times. We are everybody's heroes, but we never get the recognition that we deserve, and nobody ever pay us our price. I didn't like the part 2 that he made. To me, it really didn't add anything to the conversation. All the people who already like his original video came through to tell him that they liked the part 2 video as well. So it worked out for him as he's hustling on social media. But I think for black women, that video didn't really do anything. Number eight, we don't need to come together for this. We just need to have a common understanding. We need to calm down until we get evidence that the people that we're ready to subscribe to or support actually deserve that support. And I know to a lot of black women right now with that little video that he made, a lot of black women were so impressed and they even followed him. Again, remember, social media is a hustle. And some black women fell for it and subscribed and now are engaging on his content and he's making money or more money or whatever. We really need to be selective. We need to give a little more time to anybody to show us that they actually care. We need real evidence that somebody truly cares. We need to listen to people who care more about laws, and we need to listen to people who address real stereotypes. The conversation on black women goes deeper than just us helping people out. So compliments like this one is very surface level. It doesn't give us anything. It doesn't give us any insight on who black women are. And I think this is an issue that we have as a society, is that people don't really know us. I think we should get to a point where it really takes a lot to get our attention and to get our rage and to get our passion and to get anything from us, I think. And so far, we haven't done a good job at it. Even though I feel like we're working hard on it, we are getting our self-esteem up, and I'm proud of us, but we still have a lot of work to do. I don't think his video warranted any kind of support, even though he ended up receiving support anyways. And we need to be selective with our love support. We need to be selective with our clicks and views and likes. We as black women have to turn to one another when we need help because we don't really have support from other people. If everybody is on the same page with that logic, wouldn't it make sense for black women to give support to ourselves and not anybody else? Number 9, no offense, but black women love being lied to. So many black women ate that video up. It's not even just his video, it's a lot of videos that I see on TikTok. We don't really care if people go deep into getting to know us. And you know what? I'm not going to be too hard on us because we're used to this. Like, we're used to people not giving us the maximum. Like, we're used to our maximum being everybody else's minimum. So I get that. So we don't have a lot of expectations. I just really think it's unfortunate. It's 2024 going into 2025. We need to do better. It's very easy to lie to us and pander to us and flatter us and butter us up. Very easy. And all of this is by design, I believe. And it's going to be on us to fix our mindset. If you destroy somebody's spirit enough, they're really going to think that your role is to be there for everyone else. The whole textbook abuser mindset. Just keep beating down people's spirit and make sure that the person that you're abusing don't know your value, so they never rise above you. Because without them, you're nothing. And I think that's the situation that a lot of us as black women are in right now. I think people are going to keep doing that. And I think there's no way to convince black women that some compliments are not sincere, especially when some black women don't even get any to begin with. Next, number 10, and this is the final point. This might be a very unpopular opinion. I promise I'm not a black male panderer. This is not what it's about. But I really wonder if his message would have been well received if he came from a black man. The reason why I say that is because right now on social media, there is like a push, I think, for black women to open your options and to date outside your race, to open your options in general to other cultures, other groups, other races. And there's most definitely a social media divide in between black men and black women. And sometimes I feel like because of all the things that we as women have been through at the arms of our own male group, we do not really care to listen to what they got to say. I don't think if it was a man within our demographic, our own culture, African culture, black American culture, whatever, I don't think if it was a black man saying this, it was gonna go as viral as it did. And because a lot of us are just now starting to open our options to other groups of men, a lot of times when those other groups of men do something slightly nice, we see it as wow. Because number one, we didn't even expect it. Number two, other groups of men are conditioned differently. What we consider greatness when it comes to the men of our community would be the bare minimum when it comes to them. Like offering a woman flowers is like nothing. But in our community, the men would tell you how they don't even think you need flowers. Like they don't, like, flowers are for other groups of women, not you. Like black women, we're tough, we're strong. Like, why do you need flowers for? Kind of thing. Like, that's just an example, right? So I feel like because of that, we are very easily falling for what men of other groups might say. Now, I still believe that it is true that black women and men of other groups have better marriages, and I think it's just based on our decision making. I don't necessarily think that all black women and all men of other groups are compatible. I really feel like it's just that when we come together for the right reasons. That's why those relationships work. But I'm not about to sit here and act like men of other groups just have it made and have it all figured out. No, I do not see it that way. Unpopular as it might be, I believe that if the compliment came from a black man, it will not be received the way it has been received by some black women. I think some black women would have loved the compliment from a black man. I do, because there's always those black women, but generally speaking, I really feel like, yeah, it wouldn't have been received well. If a black man was to make a compliment like that, like, compliment, however you want to call it, he was going to get attacked. He was going to get told by other black men that they're not going to let you hit. Like that, I'm pretty sure that was going to be in the comment section. Like, bro, they're not going to let you hit. They're not going to let you hit. That's usually what black men tell other black men who are nice to black women. They're not going to let you hit. And what else? What else? Some black women was going to like it, but then there were going to be more black women coming after that black man, in my opinion. Like, I really do believe that. So that's just my take. I could be wrong, but when I see the divide that is happening between us as black people on social media, like, I really feel like this wouldn't have been received as well if he was a black man as it was received because he was coming from a Southeast Asian guy, which I still don't believe that any of them would have deserved the praise, but it is what it is. He got it anyways, and I really hope this video reached the right person, because everything I said in here, I meant it. We give away our support too quickly and too freely. We like to be lied to. We like to be pandered to. We do not look into things. We do not fact check things. We do not look at the motives behind people's actions. We just take it. It makes sense. We really live in the society that conditions us that way. However, it is on us to change it, because the way we are right now and the way we've been in the past as black women have benefited everybody. So if we are going towards a new direction, we are the ones who are going to have to make those changes for us. And with that being said, this will mark the end of my video. Thank you all for those who have made it to this part of the video. I am very happy and I'm very grateful for you all. On your way out, please like the video, subscribe, why not, it's free, and comment and let me know you stopped by. I'm very happy to have you all here. I will catch you in the next video.